Let's move to this last one from 2000. This one's a bit longer, and we'll follow the same process. So this is Benjamin, Dr. Bernard. So we'll put that in for the name. Dr. Bernard Benjamin of Brooklyn, New York. So that's where he resides. Died on January 1, Jan 2000, age 96. Noted pediatric physician. Was a pediatric physician. He first identified a pernicious anemia in children. So we'll put that down here in notable achievements. I'm going to quote this. Because I took such a long passage from that. So he was first to identify pernicious anemia in children. A research fellow at the Rockefeller Institute. So we'll put that in the organizations. So this is position. And we'll replace the organization. He was also a professor at the State Univenti. Yes, I believe there's a mistake there. So we'll go here to occupations, and we will type in professor at the State. We'll put this in square brackets because we corrected that of New York. Downstate Medical Center at Brooklyn for 25 years. So you can include that information. So, of New York. He practiced pediatrics. I think we had that he's a pediatric physician, so we know that. He lived in Bedford, Stuyvesant for over 60 years. So we may want to note that. That wasn't his residence, but that's an important residence piece of information. So we could put that probably up here in the place and date section. Okay, during World War II. Okay, so he was in World War II, so we'll go down here to war and replace that with WW2. Colonel Benjamin, so he was a colonel. Benjamin, so we'll put in his last name here. Received the Bronze Star Medal, so we'll put in that decoration. For his medical service in Europe. And since we have that behavior, we'll put that in here. His first wife, Professor Helen Benjamin, died in 1982, so he was preceded in death. We'll put in his name here. Bernard was preceded in death by his, and we'll put in the, oops, let's leave that because we don't know. Wife, so we're going to put in former wife. Former wife, and it lists her name. Professor Helen Benjamin. And I'm going to capture the death information. Death, 1982. And we don't have residence information for her right there, so we'll just leave that there. He survived by his wife. So we'll go down to his survived by. He is survived by, and his wife. And that name is Marjorie. Benjamin, and it says Nee Hofstadter, so her maiden name, which I'll put in parentheses, of Houston, Texas. So we have the residence here. Oh, no, I just messed that up. That's the location for his son. So his wife, Marjorie Benjamin, Nee Hofstadter. Okay, so he's survived by his wife, Marjorie Benjamin. And this is not Benjamin, this is Nee Hofstadter. There, got that right. Wow, this is why we check our abstractions when we're finished doing the edits. Okay, his son. So he has a son that he's survived by. So let's go here. We're going to replace children with son. And replace name with Dr. Benjamin Robert Benjamin. And this is the of Houston. Texas. His daughter. Anne Goldblatt. Doesn't specifically list her maiden name, although it could be inferred. We're not going to do that. Goldblatt of Norwalk, Connecticut. Four grandchildren. And so we'll put in the number for grandchildren. It doesn't give any locations for them. And one great-grandchild, so we'll put in that. Okay, funeral services, Wednesday. Oh, we have a date, so we don't need the day of the week. It's 5 Jan. The year was 2000 at 12:45 p.m. at Riverside Chapel, so we'll replace the funeral place. Okay, so we've gone through from start to finish the obituary. We're going to follow the second step, removing unused boilerplate. So we don't have this. We don't have a cause. We don't have any birth information. We do have funeral information. We don't have any burial information. We do have this added note about his residence. We need to change this to his first name. Now this is, when he's a doctor, you may want to make this Dr. Benjamin as well, but I'm going to leave it informal. Bernard was a pediatric physician, professor at the State University of New York. Take out this boilerplate. Research fellow, Rockefeller Institute. We don't have anything about his hobbies. We do have that note. He was first to identify pernicious anemia in children. We don't have any service branch or ultimate rank, but we do have, during World War II, Colonel Benjamin was awarded, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to change this to he, since we started this with Bernard. And the previous one was, we have a he was here too. So I'm going to leave that Bernard. Bernard was preceded in death by former wife, blah, blah, blah. No more preceded by. He was survived by. He was survived by his wife. And we didn't have any brothers nor sisters named. Okay. And then, of course, we would want to replace your name and abstraction date here. Then we'll edit for flow. Dr. Bernard Benjamin of Brooklyn, New York, died on 1 January 2000 at age 96. Funeral services 5 January 2000 at 12:45 p.m. at Riverside Chapel, Amsterdam Ave, at 76th Street, New York City. He resided in Bedford-Stuyvesant for more than 60 years. Bernard was a pediatric physician, professor at the State University of New York, research fellow at the Rockefeller Institute. So we want to say this was and research fellow. He was first to identify pernicious anemia in children. During World War II, Colonel Benjamin was awarded the Bronze Star Medal for his medical service in Europe. Bernard was preceded in death by former wife, Professor Helen Benjamin, died 1982. He is survived by his wife, Marjorie Benjamin Hofstadter, son, Dr. Robert Benjamin of Houston, Texas, daughter Ann Goldblatt of Norwalk, Connecticut, 4 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. Then we'll want to go through and painstakingly review the accuracy of all these things, which I'm not going to do in the interest of time on this recording, and then we will copy and paste this into our genealogy application and cite the source of the obituary.